And before the plague came in from China, we had numbers that nobody's ever seen. Then we did a hell of a job, never got credit for that. More people died under Biden, you saw that. And the job we did with COVID, or as some people call it, to be more accurate, the China virus. But we did so much in terms of therapeutics, and a word that I'm not allowed to mention, but I'm still proud of that word.
That clip tells you everything you need to know about Donald Trump. He wants credit and applause for having helped fund and speed up the development of the vaccines, while still not telling people to take them, which would save lives. He literally at the same time wants to not mention something that could save human lives, could save American lives, and still wants people cheering. Literally says, I'm not allowed to say the word. Since when are you not allowed to say the word? Since when does Donald Trump not say stuff? He says whatever's on his mind. Except if there's a chance he'll get booed, because he said it once at a rally, and poor little ego got booed. So he's got to make sure he doesn't say that again. Now, to his credit, to give credit where credit is due, and there's very little due, he has been saying it a little bit more lately. He only, though, says it in places where he doesn't have to face people directly, doesn't have to face the American people directly. He said it in an interview with Candace Owens, the vaccines work, the vaccines work, or calling into Maria Bartiromo's CNBC show. But doesn't say it at his rallies, when actually people would have to be forced to listen to it and try to process because they support everything that he says. There he says, I'm not going to say it, but I did a really great thing there. But he even did a worse thing in that same clip to show you how disgusting this human being is. He tried to get applause over an amount of human death, over an amount of our fellow countrymen's death. He wanted to get applause, and he did get it. He literally said, after the plague came in from China, we did very well. You know, more died under Biden than under me. And the crowd goes, yay! Does some part of their brain go, yay, we're clapping over American death? I mean, that's kind of like giving credit to a mass shooter for not killing everybody at the parade. Well, he only killed some people. Should he get credit for that? Should we clap it? No, he's a murderous monster either way. And the same to Donald Trump. Only Donald Trump, on top of that, also threw in unveiling and unleashing and encouraging a brand new rise of hatred and racism and white supremacy in this country. So that's nice. Thanks for throwing that in extra. This is horrible tragedies, no matter whose clock it's under. And yes, now that Biden's been in office longer, there are more deaths under him, because also you, as president, Orange Monster, never encouraged people very seriously to get vaccinated, though you still try to take credit for it. Didn't talk about it as much as you talked about, say, a made-up election lie and tried to crumble our democracy at the same time. Never encouraged mask wearing. Never took the pandemic seriously. During the daily coronavirus hearings, you talked about, they were talking about scientific modeling. You talked about, I did some modeling. I did some models in my day, too, and made the shape of a woman's body. Talking about how you used to bang models while people were dying en masse in this country. That's what's on your legacy. That's what's on your shoulders, bro. But why won't he say it? Is it just the booze? Because he's been booed before, and he does not like it. But it's not just that. It's because of his money, because it hurts his pocketbook to try and save lives. Even though the supposed billionaire, which obviously he's not, but definitely a multimillionaire, is so afraid to lose money that he won't speak the truth to the people who support him. He gets paid to do a lot of these rallies. You might not know that, but he does some of these rallies as regular political rallies endorsing candidates, and others are called the American Freedom Tour. And he charges people between $55 and $4,000 to attend these rallies. And they're oftentimes indistinguishable. And so he's not going to give information, for example, maybe medical information or anything that could be helpful to somebody who's paying to see the freak show that is Donald Trump. He's going to go out there and do his P.T. Barnum circus performance and say, look over here in the center ring, an aging, disgusting orange man with fake hair who doesn't care if you die as long as you give me a little bit of money. That's his MO. That's kind of his vibe. It's kind of his thing. It's endearing if it weren't so horrible.
We did that in 9 months, and it was supposed to take 5 years to 12 years. Nobody else could have done it, but I'm not mentioning it in front of my people. But someday we're going to have to all sit down and have a little talk. But you know what? We did a hell of a job.
And then he says to his followers at the end, I'm not going to mention the word, but one day we're going to have to sit down and talk. Yeah, you're going to have to, huh? One day, once you've bilked them of all of their money and you're sitting in jail and they have no choice but to realize that you were a fraudster, that you always were, but they had the wool pulled over their eyes the entire time. And by wool, I mean a cheap Donald Trump t-shirt made in China with your face all over it, over a Rambo body, even though it's not the body you have ever had or will ever have. Not that I should talk. On that one point, we're kind of equal. I'm kind of stealth fat and a little chubby down here. That's beside the point. He says, one day we're going to sit down and have a little talk. Yeah, tell them all of it. Tell them, turns out actually the vaccines were safe and could have saved your life. And turns out I did lose the election. And turns out all people are equal. And turns out Mexicans are not rapists or murderers any more than any group of people. And it's actually nice to be good to people coming here to seek asylum or seek better lives. And that's kind of what America is based on. That's what my wife even did to improve her life by coming to America. And I'm just a piece of overall. Sorry about that. Oops. But I'm president now for my 5th term in a row. So who gives You're too late, sucker. That'll be an interesting talk they'll have, huh? I'm Ben Gleib for Rebel HQ. My 2nd hour stand-up comedy special is dropping very soon. So in the meantime, you can watch my 1st hour, Neurotic Gangster, on YouTube or Amazon Prime. Probably better to watch the 1st before the 2nd. Actually, you don't need to do that at all. It's not a narrative series. There's no spoilers, so you do whatever you like. Also, my brain teaser comedy game show, Idiot Test, another season just dropped on Pluto TV on all streaming devices, or you can watch it on Game Show Network every weekend.